to all the big homies. What we doing for our generation? How we living by example when we ain't creating? Opportunities we got, but we too busy hating. We lost focus, shit, I know I did, I'm on vacation. Too busy trying to get the clothes and cars. Too busy chasing hoes and living like the summer's ours. I'm ashamed I lost direction. I'm redefining life and sharing all these blessings. Little homie, take a seat and listen. I know your daddy gone, but I'ma be the intervention. Seize life, know you a king. Stay sharp and watch for the fiends, shit. Save your money, fuck gold chains. Reinvest the dough so you can get the whole thing. Yeah, you can get the whole thing. Incorporated, not talking about the cocaine. No lean, no perk. You need a clear head to get it, cause it's gonna be work, kid. And you could be the first man in your house to graduate to higher learning. Yeah, this fire, yeah, it's burning. Motivation keeps me going when I'm hurt. This lifestyle's a better version. Avoid negative excursions. Yeah. When the street lights on, you can go get it right or you can go get it wrong. Yeah. When the street lights on, you can go get it right or you can go get it wrong. Shit. When the street lights on, you can go get it right or you can go get it wrong. Yeah. Or we gon' cry when you gone. Yeah. Or we gon' cry when you gone. Nothing good comes easy. No shortcuts in hustling, believe me. That's why I always got a strap when you see me. But that's only if I need, not easily defeated. I'm dedicated like I'm breathing. I love my people, but we gotta keep believing. Yeah, we gotta keep achieving. Cause they think we all heathen. We gon' prove them wrong. And I'ma see you through the perfect storm. I wanna see you in the morning when the night's gone. And you gon' lead the bad influences. I'm just speaking on some truest shit. Yeah. When the street lights on, you can go get it right or you can go get it wrong. Yeah. When the street lights on, you can go get it right or you can go get it wrong. Yeah. When the street lights on, you can go get it right or you can go get it wrong. If you do, we gon' cry when you gone. Yeah. We gon' cry when you gone. Go get it right, you can go get it wrong. You can go get it right, you can go get it wrong. Yeah. When the street lights on, you can go get it right, or you can go get it wrong. Yeah. And we gonna cry when you gone.
What's up, what's up, what's up? How y'all doing tonight, man? Listen, one day Johnny's teacher asked the class, which part of the human body goes to heaven first? Well, Susie said, well, it's our hands. We do all good things with our hands, so they are bound to go to heaven first. Teacher says, very good. Anybody else? Rocky says, well, it's our heart. We think all good things with our heart, so it's bound to go to heaven first. Teacher said, very good. You want to say anything, Johnny? Johnny says, our legs go to heaven first, teacher. Man, she don't have a clue really, so she asked, how come, Johnny? Johnny said, last night I was passing by my parents' room and my mom's legs was high in the air and she was screaming, oh God, I'm coming. How y'all doing? Y'all like my joke? Man, they just get better and better. Listen, tonight's a very special night. I missed y'all. I'm glad you're tuning in. And it is time to wake your ass up. It's your boy Love, man. Welcome, welcome. Well, tonight is the last show of the year, last show of the first season. It's episode 14. And before we get started into the show, I just wanted to say thank you to the people that's been watching and following and sharing and supporting. It means the world to me. So much so that we're going to have a second season. And we're going to take a few weeks off so we can create a better show. Not better content, but content that's a little more entertaining for you, where I'm just not talking shit to you for 30 minutes. So we're going to have more interviews and things like that. So January 11th right now is the target date. That could change based on technical shit. But again, I just wanted to say thank you. Tonight's show, the topic is, does dating today require a background check? That's a good question. Does dating today require a background check? Let me explain to you what I'm talking about. Tonight's show is dealing with a few questions that's come up lately. There was a video that went viral that I seen the other day. It's from a gentleman named Kevin Samuels. That's his name. He has a podcast and a YouTube channel. He did a show that's called Are Modern Women the Victims? And World Star Hip Hop shared this, and it went viral. But it raised some interesting topics, though. Some were a little bit hurtful, but some are true. Now, I want to play the video. He talked to this woman. He was telling her how she wanted a six-figure man, and he was telling her it's just not realistic because she was average mid-30s with a kid. Now, understand, before we play this shit, because I don't want y'all talking shit to me, I'm only making this the topic of tonight's show so we can talk about it. I'm not going to say I agree. I'll tell you what I agree and disagree on. I don't agree with how he did it, but I do agree with some of the things he was saying. And so anyway, let's watch the video. His name is Kevin Samuels, and the topic is, are modern women the victims? And we're going to go.
Is what I'm realizing.
And ma'am, and that's my point. You ladies all feel like, listen, you ladies all feel like you're the exception to the rule. And then when someone like myself comes along and gives you a dose of reality, instead of just accepting it, it's like, yeah, but I'm special. You don't know any men on this level that are not your father, that aren't related to you. That means you don't know these men. You don't know where to go get them. You don't know what they want. But you're still saying, pick me. They don't want mid-30-year-old baby mamas. I'm trying to be polite, man, but they don't want those.
Can I ask you a question?
Did you hear what I said?
Yes.
Why is that so? Okay, go ahead.
Why is it so what?
Go ahead.
From my point of view, I feel like I get what you're saying. They do have better options, but also those better options are younger girls. Those younger girls don't necessarily 20-year-olds are not necessarily attracted to 45-year-olds.
Bullshit. I'm 51 and I can't beat them off with a stick. That's another one of you lies. No, younger women are attracted to older men. What are you talking about?
So can you see me?
Yes, I can.
Okay. So do you feel like a woman like me?
Uh-huh. What would you rank yourself on a scale from 1 to 10? You cannot use 7.
Would I rate myself?
Just your face.
My face when I wake up, 5, but when I put myself together, 6.
Okay. And how tall are you?
5'5".
Dress size.
I'm sorry?
Your dress size.
A 3.
Okay. So that makes you, if you give yourself a 5, that's average.
Yes.
So average looking women tend not to get high earning men. They tend to get average men.
So,
stop right there. Stop right there. Stop right there. Breathe and digest. You're 35 years old and you can look around and see the world. You don't tend to see higher earning men with average looking women off rip. If you do see them, they got their average looking woman when they were both really young and he built his way up. But a man earning the kind of money you're talking about does not go for an average looking woman.
All right. Well, it was pretty intense. I mean, he beat this poor young lady up for a while. And you know, when I first watched the video, he made a lot of key points. The one thing I didn't like, and I don't know the gentleman, I'm not here to bash him either. That's not my thing. I probably would have handled it a little differently, and I don't know the whole story leading up to why she feels she needs a six-figure dude. I do know the young lady, she owned her own business and things like that. But that's what we're going to talk about tonight. We're going to talk about picking the right partner, why, what are some of the things that you're looking for when you pick your partner. And, you know, we're going to also talk about the survival rate, you know, the chance of that relationship working, you know. It was intense. I had a couple of questions that came in from a viewer today. And I also posted some things on my Facebook, and we're going to talk about that a little bit. But this first young lady, and I'm not going to say their names because I didn't ask them or anything like that. But this young lady said, I think you should discuss transparency and setting expectations in a new relationship. And I can't agree with you more, and we're going to talk about that. I think that you definitely, in a relationship, you need to sit down in the beginning. Because that beginning, man, is so misleading because it's all based on lust, physical attraction, sex. Sex is incredible. You're not really looking at 6 months down the line, 1 year down the line. You know what I mean? So anyway, one of her questions was, how do you know when a relationship is over and when to walk away? Now listen, I'm the last person to be giving you expert advice on relationships. I've been divorced twice. It's easier to give advice than it is to do the shit yourself. But I will tell you this. For me, when a woman does not inspire me, when I feel a woman does not support my hustle, when I feel that a woman has zero ambition and drive in her own life and has settled in to where we are in the relationship because I'm so aggressive and I'm a hustler and I'm out here bringing it home, that's when I know when it's time to walk away. I want to be inspired. If I can't get butterflies when I walk into the room, you know, the rest of it, I'm just going through the motions. So I hope that answers your question. How to know if someone is truly insecure or secretly cheating. Listen, I ain't going to sit up here and tell you how to know if somebody's cheating. I will tell you this, if about the insecure shit. Now, a lot of people are insecure because of past relationships. I've had a lot of past relationships that ended in infidelity. And you carry that baggage into the next relationship, whether you think you are or not. And it does create insecurities. And it's not the other person's fault. Here's the thing. If the person you're with is not giving you any reason not to trust them, then you need to swallow that shit, man, and make it right. Because all you're going to do is fuck up another relationship. All right? Next question. Is 9 months enough time to be completely in love? I don't know if there's a timeline on it, a time limit on it. I could say yes. I can say you might think you're in love. Who really knows the true definition of that? I will tell you this, most relationships are all fucking in the first 6 months, and that's what it's about. You don't settle down. The dust doesn't settle until the first 6 months to a year. I mean, that's my opinion, and you might feel differently. Please chime in. Let's make some comments. Let's talk about this shit on a friendly level, because I'm just wanting to bring this shit to light because I think it's important. Now, are we as men or women wanting a partner based on what that partner can do for them? Or are we looking for a partner that can match your hustle? I think some of y'all, women and men, and it's not just about the women, men too. Sometimes some of y'all out here looking for somebody like they a fucking stimulus package. You know what I'm saying? You just looking for them for a check. And I'm going to tell you, at the end of the day, your ass is going to lose. You are going to lose. If you're looking for somebody to take care of your ass, you're going to end up by yourself. I promise you that. The only people that should have some kind of expectation, and I had this conversation earlier on Facebook with someone, people that should truly date based on financial and stability is once you get older, because once you get older, you don't really have time to see potential in a motherfucker and wait 10 years for them to blow up. They got to already kind of have their shit together. So I think it depends on your age. But if you're 20-something years old talking about, I want a 6-figure dude to buy me this and buy me purses, you hear all the fucking songs on talking about he's going to do this and you don't know how to keep it. Let me tell you something. There's no pussy or dick in this world that's good enough to qualify you for that stimulus package. I'm going to tell you right now, some of you women and some of you men might be taking advantage of some of these dudes, but guess what? And women, you're not taking advantage of them. Any man that's in the top 10% of having financial freedom, that little purse money you think you getting over, you ain't getting over on him. That's a fucking expense budget. That's for him is like going out to dinner. You are not getting over. Trust me. You're going to do that shit until you old with a bunch of fucking kids. And the only thing you're going to have, because your body going to go away, and the only thing you're going to have is a closet full of fucking purses. And then what you going to do? It's time to get real. We talking about love. We talking about relationships here. We talking about some shit that's going to be, that's going to last. Now, I learned by going to therapy that this topic is huge for picking the right partner. I'm going to be honest with y'all. My therapist told me straight up, Larry, you're very ambitious, you're very driven, you got a lot going on. It's super important that you find someone that is just as ambitious, that is just as driven, that is going in the same direction as you. Because if you don't, you're going to find yourself trying to take care of somebody the rest of your life. Now, I agree with him, but I also disagree. And here's why I disagree. First, I agree because I can't be with somebody that's lazy. It fucking drives me crazy. I can't even be around people that's lazy, let alone the woman I'm laying with. So the woman I'm with, the woman I'm laying with, she has to have some shit going on with her life. If she doesn't, it's nothing that, I don't care how much money she has. She can come into the relationship with fucking zero. But if I see she's a hustler and she just needs some direction, because we all need some direction, I'll give her that direction. I will empower her. I will help her start a business. I will do those things as long as she's driven. But the fucking minute that she lays down and get content and I see that this is shit, it ain't going nowhere, I'm going to tell her, I'm going to kick her ass to the curb. It's not based on how much they have at the right time. If a woman looked at me 20 years ago, I'm going to tell you the truth. A woman looked at me, it wasn't 20 years ago, but it was about 17 years ago, I remember, because it motivated me. I was in a relationship with her, and my apartment wasn't really all that. It was just me and my son. And she told me I didn't have enough for her. I needed to get my shit together. And that shit embarrassed the hell out of me. I said, all right, that's cool. It motivated me. 17 years later, here I am, and I don't know where she's at, but I appreciate her telling me that. So I can't say that if they're not already established that you should overlook them, because that's not the case. Sometimes you do have to look at potential. Unless you're 50 years old and you don't got time for that shit. Now, there was also something, now we're talking about relationships in the beginning. It's super important that you guys sit down and you talk about shit. There was a book, and there's also a test online that I want you guys to check out. It's called The 5 Languages of Love. I learned a lot when I was in therapy. I learned a lot about myself. I learned a lot about the kind of person I should be with. And I think I learned how to love better. 5 Languages of Love is something that I strongly suggest. You can go online, you and your partner, y'all could both take the test. And basically what it does is it'll tell you, it's 5 different things, I forget the 5 things, but it's 5 different things, and it's gonna rate it's gonna tell a motherfucker how to love you, basically. Words of affirmation, quality time, do you like gifts? What is your main thing that you like? And it's also gonna say it for your partner. And then to give you guys, it's really a great exercise for you guys to sit down there and do that, and then to teach you how to love each other a little better. Why do women or men feel that they deserve somebody that's better than them? And when I say better, I mean financially, physically, age, or status. Why do you feel that you deserve that? And secondly, why do you need that? Nobody should define who you are as a person. And I think that that's where a lot of people fuck up, is you looking for somebody posted something on Facebook the other day about, some men are just there to heal a woman and be there for them and do all of that and not have sex with them. I'm like, okay, so let me get this straight. You want me to come in and fix some shit that some knucklehead motherfucker did to you, but we're not having sex, I'm just there to fix it? No, I think the problem is you want a roughneck and you picking the same fucking person and they hurting your ass. You don't need me to fix you. You don't need me to heal you. You need to go heal yourself. Stop fucking getting in relationships. Stay single for a little while. Sit your ass down somewhere and do some self-love and some self-care and get your shit back together, get your life back together, learn how to love yourself. Because you don't need somebody else to make you who you are, to define you. How the fuck I'm supposed to come and heal you and do all this shit and we can't have sex? Girl, get the hell out of here. I didn't comment on it, but I didn't agree with it. If you ain't doing shit with your life now, why do you think you qualify for someone that is doing something with their life? You don't qualify. This is where I agree with his name, Kevin. This is where I agree with him. If you're not doing shit with your life, you don't qualify for somebody that is doing something in their life. I don't care. I'll fight you all day long on it. You do not qualify. And what's wrong with finding somebody that's on your level? And if it is something wrong with someone on your level, what the fuck does that say about you? If you don't want you, how in the fuck you expect somebody else to want you? It's just not in the cards. I think a few things do matter. In the early stages of a relationship, it's important to find out more from your partner than their credit score. And here's a few things that I thought of that are important to me. Sit down and talk to your partner, because in the beginning, like I said, the sex is good. You guys are, every time you see her, you throw her up on the counter and shit, and you doing these little weekend trips, and it's all that good shit, right? You don't even know the motherfucker's middle name. You don't know their favorite color. You don't know none of that shit. I think it's important before you take your relationship to the next step that you sit down and you talk. What are your goals? Do you have an action plan for your goals? Because everyone's going to tell you that they want this and that and this and that. Do they have a fucking plan? What's your plan? What do you plan to see? What do you see yourself in 2 years? What do you see yourself in 5 years? You know? What inspires you? What inspires you? Because I'm going to tell you, if you get with somebody who's not in touch with themselves and not in tune with themselves and doesn't have self-love, you're dealing with a damaged individual, and I can be the first person to tell you that. I've gotten out of relationships damaged as shit, has gotten into another relationship still damaged and damaged the person I was with. I'm no different. So that's important. If a person's with you and all they're doing is talking about their ex, something's wrong. They either not over that person, or that person hurt them so much that they're not out of it. And I think that's where the young lady on Facebook was talking about a man needs to heal them, but that's not his job. That's not his job to heal her. She needs to be single. She needs to have her girlfriends over. She needs to dress up like city girls and go out and have fun and do her, live her best life. Have wine and lingerie parties, whatever the fuck you need to do. But you do that shit. Find yourself, love yourself, come back into the game, coach, then you ready. Ask them, are you motivated? Are you ambitious about life? Do you want children? Now, I'm old as shit. I poop dust, so, I'm not having any more kids. I got grandkids, so for me, it's a no. But I think these kind of things are important, because if a woman wants kids and a dude is with her, he don't want no kids. That's some serious shit. The sex ain't worth it. You guys need to seriously think about whether or not you should move forward in that relationship. And these things are important. If you don't talk about these things in the beginning of a relationship, it's going to doom you eventually. Eventually, your shit is going to break apart. Here's some numbers on divorce rate, and these are pretty low because I had actually read some shit some time ago that was a lot higher. But I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt. The divorce rate for first-timers is 45%. That means almost half you motherfuckers is walking down the aisle spending all this money on the wedding and is going to walk right into the fucking courthouse and get a divorce. Almost 50%. Second marriage is 60%. Third marriage is 73 fucking percent. Why do you think relationships are not working? One thing I feel is because you're not dealing with shit in the beginning. No relationship is going to last. That new part does not last forever. And if that new part does last forever, then you got your soulmate. My son met his wife in the 11th grade. They 30. I can honestly say that he's done something that I haven't been able to do yet. Find that soulmate, you know. And eventually it'll come, hopefully. But he found it in high school. We used to fight about it. I'm trying to send this boy to college and try to get him in a dorm and shit. And he's talking about her moving in. I'm, being a dad and shit. Man, I couldn't have been more wrong. And she was a wonderful girl, but you want your son to focus and all of this shit. Turned out good. They gave me 2 beautiful grandchildren. But most relationships aren't like that. Most relationships aren't. Most people don't even know how to communicate with each other. All they do is argue. Argue so much it done formed a fucking habit, and that's how you actually communicate with each other. So you look at that divorce rate. So what do? My therapist told me, Larry, you are choosing the same woman over and over and over again. You need to be with someone maybe that will make you uncomfortable. Something that you are a little bit uncomfortable with in the beginning. Because you got to change your cycle. You're picking the same woman, expecting a different result. That sounds like the definition of insanity, doesn't it? Pretty damn close. Anyway, I think that number is low because I think the divorce rate is a lot higher than that. But we'll let it go. Now, don't get me started on some of these women out here screaming about wanting a man that wants to make all this money, but it also goes for you guys. And I'm going to tell you right now, it was cool when you was in high school having a girl buying your shit for you. You bragging to the fellas about your tennis shoes and your little shit that the girl done bought you. Because most women are more mature than boys and they have a job when they're 16 and most dudes out here ain't doing shit. But if you're 30, 40 years old, still having a woman pay your bills and still having a woman doing all this shit and you sitting on the motherfucking couch playing PlayStation, shame on you. You should be single for life. You were not put on this earth to sit on the couch and play PlayStation all day. Now, the only kind of man that gets a pass from me to have women do shit for them all the time is a pimp because that's their fucking occupation. But other than that, you guys need to get off your couch and stop trying to get a woman out here working 2 and 3 jobs. You won't even pump her fucking gas. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. So this shit goes both ways. A man and a woman that is in the top 10% of earners are there for a reason. Their ambition and drive are higher than most. They don't match with someone that's not doing shit. So don't expect them to love you. It's not going to happen. It's probably a temporary thing because of sex. And once that wears off, you ain't got shit. And what are you bringing to the relationship? And this is something that you need to ask yourself. And then this is something that you need to tell yourself. If you're in a place where in your relationship where you feeling whether or not you should be in that shit, ask yourself, what are they adding to your relationship? What are they adding to you, to the couple? What are they adding to that? If you can't think about shit, you need to reevaluate that. Because like I told you, me in a relationship, I'm not perfect. I got some quirky fucking ways about me. I like my house a certain way. You know, I don't care if I'm in a relationship with you or not. Don't touch certain shit. That's me. I'm like that. But the one thing I am good at is I will empower my woman. I will make sure she got what she needs. If she's got a game plan in place, I'm going to support her. When everybody in the world tells her it won't happen, I'm going to tell them to say fuck them and do it anyway. I'm going to support your dreams, your ambition. I'm going to make sure you are successful if you on my watch. Now, if the other person can't say anything but sex, shit. My daddy used to tell me all the time, excuse my language, ladies, my daddy used to tell me all the time, I can buy some pussy for $20 and don't even have to have a conversation. It's not about the sex. So if you cannot give me anything else than that, if you can't inspire me, then I really don't need to be with you. If 2 people are not going in the same direction, eventually they're going to go someplace else. And that's what this whole thing is about. Now, one thing that we haven't talked about, and I want to bring this up. If you don't react soon enough in a relationship, and when you know, and you've had these conversations with them, and you know what, this ain't the right person for me. If you don't get out of that relationship pretty quick, you're going to fall into the trap. 1, emotional trap. 2, a financial trap. And what I mean by the emotional trap is you're going to start have feelings for this motherfucker. Then you're going to start making excuses. That's why you see people in relationships, when they break up, they have to find themselves again because they lost themselves. That's because they spent all their energy into this other motherfucker that they shouldn't have done. The second thing is the financial piece of it. The financial part of a relationship. Most households today need 2 incomes coming in. And you guys are together, you in a relationship. Some of y'all can't afford to break up with the motherfucker that you with. Some of y'all just can't afford to leave because you can't do it on your own. So now you're in a relationship you don't want to be in. Some people use the kids as an excuse. I don't give a fuck what it is. Listen, I don't care if you gotta live in a fucking shelter. You being happy is the most important fucking thing, period. Every last one of these first 14 shows that we done has been about being happy. If you are not happy, then you are failing in life and you need to fix that shit. And again, there ain't enough sex in the world that's gonna make me happy. I can be happy that way on my own. There's plenty of sites that will make me happy. And it's not a woman that can do it. Okay? I'm gonna tell you right now. If you're early in a relationship, have that discussion. I know the sex is good, but take a couple of minutes in between humps and sit down and ask some questions. You want to find out right now if that person is the person for you. And if they're not, you got to let them go. Women and men, stop trying to date above your pay grade. If your ambition and your drive is not there and all you want to do is use that person, man, go find you an average person so y'all can just be average together. Okay? Because sometimes it's just not the right timing for you. Get with somebody that don't want shit just like you don't want shit. And y'all can sit and play PlayStation 2-player together and y'all can figure out life. Be quick about assessing that shit because if you don't, you're going to be unhappy. That's the end of that. There's a couple of things that I want to, and I hope I didn't offend anybody because that's not my intention. Like I said, this shit does go both ways, but it's super important to me because I see a lot of unhappy people. And it's really about loving yourself, being completely in love with yourself, knowing your self-worth, and expecting nothing from less than the person that you're with. Now, this is the season for giving. And I want to share my blessings by starting a few programs that we will be doing to help the community. My partner and I, with my companies, we want to help a few families out this year. If you know someone who is not able to give their kids a Christmas, email me. I want some real shit. Everybody needs something. But you guys know what I mean. If you truly know somebody out there that needs some help getting their kids some Christmas, COVID's been a motherfucking, life itself is a motherfucking. Ain't no stimulus, ain't no help, people struggling to pay the rent. Email me. My email address is southcoastentorlando@gmail.com. Again, that's southcoastentorlando.com. Email me, tell me the story, get me some contact information, and me and my partner and our company, we're gonna help some people out for Christmas this year and make sure them babies got something under the tree. Also, please let us know the story and why you feel that they really deserve these extra blessings this Christmas. Our company is also doing a toy drive for kids at the Ronald McDonald House. I usually take those toys the 23rd, which will be Wednesday. Yeah, Wednesday. We do it every year. We put together a lot of unwrapped toys. Unwrapped toys or wrapped, it don't matter because it's not Toys for Tots. But I'll give you a time and place where we can have them dropped off. If you can do that, new toys, you go to 5 and below and buy a bunch of shit. It doesn't matter. The Ronald McDonald House is something that's near and dear to me, and I'll tell you a quick story without bashing anybody because I don't want to do that. There was another organization, I'll say, where we had started collecting toys for children. And when it was time to donate those toys, they would not accept those toys because of the box that we put the toys in. They have their own box. So me looking at that, I looked at that like, God damn, who cares about the box that they're in? We have all of these toys, and we followed all the other rules in terms of them not being wrapped or whatever, and they wouldn't accept it. So I said, okay, fuck it. So I had a big ass box of toys. I'm running around like Santa Claus trying to figure out a place to donate them. And I ended up going to the Ronald McDonald House downtown Orlando. There's a few houses there. And I'm glad it did. I think God put me in that direction, because if you don't know about the Ronald McDonald House, children that are sick and have to have serious operations, a lot of times the whole family has to come to Orlando so they could be, at the hospital. And what the Ronald McDonald House does is it allows the family to stay there. So you've got other siblings that are with these families that are not home. They're not spending Christmas at home. They're sharing kitchens. So I'm not going to say it's an inconvenience, because it's family and they're doing what they need to do for their children and for their siblings. But for the little kids, they don't sometimes understand that. So we've been able to, for the last 6, 7, 8 years, we've taken a bunch of toys down there the night before Christmas Eve and make sure all those kids got something to play with and shit, and wake up with Christmas toys. So we're going to be doing that. Also, every year, or actually all the time, I am always accepting clothes, blankets, coats, shoes for the homeless. Contact me. Once you get, maybe if you want to be a hub and you want to get some shit together, contact me. I'll come to you in Orlando, Orlando area. I'll come to you, get that shit. We'll make sure that shit gets out to the homeless, and make sure that these folks out there can get, can get some covers. It's kind of cold. I know even in Orlando, it's fucking cold. A blanket, would help and go a long way. Now, I'm not set up to this right now, but we will be. Some people don't have access to be able to physically do things like go buy toys and shit like that. If you want to donate money, and I'll be serious with you, anybody that knows me know I'm straight up. You don't have to, but if you wanted to donate money to help us make things happen, you can also do that. Please email me. I will let you know how you can do that. 100% of the donation will be put back into the programs that we are starting. This is about giving back, y'all. This is not, I don't take one fucking cent or none of that shit. Every dollar that you contribute will go into doing something for either the children, the homeless, or a family that needs it. So remember this is the last show of the year. Please look out for notifications. We still will be posting different things and letting you guys know when the new season is going to be coming up. It should be around January 11th, Monday night. But I just want to again say thank you. I want to wish everybody, man, a Merry Christmas. Let's try to be positive, man. Let's populate some positive energy on the population, because people out there need it. And, as much negativity to the negative section, because fuck it, we don't need that shit. It's not going to help us. Let's learn how to love each other. Let's learn how to communicate with each other. And let's learn how to be happy, all right? So until next season, thank you guys. Have a great night, and I love you. Peace.
To all the big homies, what we doing for our generation? How we living by example when we ain't creating? Opportunities we got, but we too busy hating. We lost focus, shit, I know I did, I'm on vacation. Too busy trying to get the clothes and cars. Too busy chasing hoes and living like the summer's ours. I'm ashamed I lost direction. I'm redefining life and sharing all these blessings. Little homie, take a seat and listen. I know your daddy gone, but I'ma be the intervention. Seize life, know you a king. Stay sharp and watch for the fiends, shit.